the last section of the Night's Watch will fall to us. Rally everyone at Castle Black. I'm not sure why it starts with 25% war score, but I'll take it. Send reinforcements down just to be safe. Okay, that one was a lot easier to win than the others were. Seize all territory. There you go. And that is the Night's Watch completely dealt with, actually. Our people have been threatened by the Night's Watch and the wall for too long. After taking control of the wall, it's time to finally put an end to the Black Brotherhood and grant our people the freedom and peace that they've been robbed of for generations. I get 4,000 prestige, 600 gold, and 1,500 renown. For the people. And the Night's Watch is dissolved. Our people have been threatened by the Night's Watch and their wall for too long. After taking control of the wall, it is finally time to put an end to the Brotherhood and grant our people the freedom and peace they have been robbed of for thousands of years. This will echo forever. Oh, that's not potentially... That's potentially bad. I get another 1,000 renown and 200 gold, but the wall becomes the due part of the Kingdom of the North. That's... the Starks are going to kill us. That's bad. The Starks are going to completely turn around and just murk us for this. Okay, well, we're screwed. We are screwed the moment Winterfell turns around like, wait a second. Who wasn't paying attention to the wildlings? Though it's not the first time in history the wall's fallen to the wildlings, I suppose. I think, actually, the last time Castle Black fell to the wild... It wasn't really the wildlings. The Night's King was just kind of the others, I guess. But, you know, we are technically the others, basically. But the Night's Watch is being dealt with. And ultimately destroyed. And so is born Craster. Craster. I've stolen it from World of Warcraft, but still, you know. Winter is coming, and we are absolutely 100% screwed. We can't defeat this. There's no way I can defeat this. I've barely got 10,000 men, for Christ's sake. This is not going to happen. No, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. No chance in hell that we have for victory. Absolutely none whatsoever. We are just dead. We are dead men. Absolute friggin' dead men. Yeah, I don't think I can really do much in the way of anything. There is no way in hell. Stark is going to absolutely fucking destroy me. I mean, we'll try, but yeah, no, we're screwed. There's uphill fights, and then there's like, Everest fights. This is one of those times. The Starks just have more men than I could possibly ever probably hope to get, maybe. Maybe in, like, 100 generations when we build up and become feudal and stuff, maybe, but, like, this war is doomed. We're doomed. Oh, well, I never let it be said that we went down without a fight, though. Yeah, here comes our absolute and complete guaranteed destruction. Do I try to go over there and, like, lift the siege, maybe? I don't think so, but there's no way I can win if I stay over there, right? I don't know, man. I think we're dead anyway. They're just gonna come over and kill me. The only thing I could hope would be, like, defending Castle Black, but even then I don't think I can pull it off. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Our certain and absolute guaranteed demise. Yep, not even a chance. Not even a chance in hell. Maybe we captured the king. Question. What do you mean potential battle? Potential battle my ass. Come on, heroically capture Stark. That's what we did. Nope. 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 Yep. There was never a hope. There was never a hope, lads. There was never a hope. We are screwed. Amidst the chaos that engulfed the steps of Castle Black, the North's light horsemen are slowly surrounding him, his exhaustion only too clear. The glint of a mace suddenly catches my eye, and I watch as Lord Arak delivers the first blow. It could not be saved, but no perish, that's the thing, yeah. We are screwed. And my son died in the defense of Castle Black. The Starks will rule the day, lads. They will rule the day. Probably not really. I think it will be like 10 billion generations before we have the power to fight the North. We can't do anything. I can't possibly win. I'm gonna go on Winterfell, lads. I'm marching on Winterfell. We're gonna lose before we even get to Winterfell, but, you know. No. I'm laying siege. In 10 years, we'll take Winterfell. Don't worry, lads. In 10 years, we'll have Winterfell. We have no siege equipment. It takes me like 1 billion years to, yeah. Nothing we could have done. Nothing we could have done, lads. The Starks just beat the hell out of us. And he did all of that for one piece of territory. He was just bullying us for one piece of land. Yeah. See, I don't know how I can beat that. I genuinely don't know how I could possibly beat that. He has way too many men. Honestly, we might have been better off if the North wasn't independent. Because when it's independent, it has all of its troops. When it wasn't independent, it had to give some troops to the Iron Throne, which no longer exists. Oh, he had another son before he died, though. I will name him Force, actually. Thor's the younger. And Bolvar is obviously alive as well. But yeah, at least he had a kid before he died. Well, he had a second kid before he died, just in case something happens to Bolvar. But yeah, I imagine Stark is just going to constantly beat the hell out of me. Oh, I'm challenging this dude to a duel, apparently. This is the guy that killed my boy. Stalk around each other, grip my own wrath tightly. The deadly weapon feels cool and weighty to my tip. Very high likely chance. Attack first, attack hard. On guard. Go, I'll show you how I have this sword. I am the fastest blade beyond the wall. My sword flows around him like water, each strike chaining fluidly into the next. A series of perfectly timed attacks. Arak is famed for his abilities with a mace, and he reminds me of it with a perfect flowing chain. How good is he actually? Oh god, he's actually a legendary blade master and pretty much a badass. This is dangerous, actually. We are in danger. we are actually in danger. A series of flashy expert moves. As I brandish my sword, I form as excellent. Maggot, you think you can stand against me? Single combat victory. My opponent is positively horrified by my screamed obscenities. Fights like a man possessed, lashing out with never-ending storm of crushing thwacks that force me back and back and back. It's not until he has a second to exult in his imminent victory that I am able to land a desperate blow to his temple with the pommel of my sword. He staggers backwards, blindsided, giving me a solid opening to swipe his mace away with a powerful cleave. With no weapon left, my opponent is at my mercy, and he knows it. A bitter yield is mine in moments. I win the single combat due to sudden death. I gain the trait wounded, the durability, Okay, so for like a canon explanation for that, I'm assuming we fought him at Castle Black and he escaped. Like, trying to avenge my son, he ran away. Or something, because otherwise, why the hell would I let him live? Hopefully he dies of his wounds, the little bastard. See, this is the thing. I haven't seen the North have a rebellion or anything the entire time we've been playing. So I don't think it's ever going to happen. Like, the AI is never going to rebel. The North is never going to be weaker than it is right now. So I am somehow going to need to get beyond the wall to have 40,000 troops, at least, in order to have a secure victory against the North. I don't see how that's going to happen. Adopting clanways, eventually? I'm trying to get the innovations done. It's a slow progress. Slow progress is being made. Aha! He died! Of his wounds. There you go. Indirectly, I have killed him. A new era, lads. The old ways have served us well. We will always honor them. However, as the Grand Patriarch of Beyond the Wall, I have concluded that we must adopt feudalism and its principles if we shall continue to prosper. It is the cultural next step on our road to greatness. Long live Beyond the Wall. We change to clan, all tribal holdings in the realm turn to castles, and my tribal vassals change to clan governments. Which is what I need to do if I want to have any hope of ever becoming powerful enough to deal with the Starks. Actually, that's doubled my military already. Yeah, that's like doubled my strength. Okay, that's cool. I can found holy orders of the cold gods. Yeah, I can build duchy buildings now as well. Yeah, this is actually... it's excellent. This is exactly what we needed. Oh, that went straight to 5 from tribal. That's what I've been spending all my gold on, is improving all this stuff. The Screaming Caves, apparently, is a temple now. Castle Black was already feudal, right? It'll just be the same as it always was. Yeah. Do my men-at-arms now cost gold? Yeah, they do. Okay. My men-at-arms now cost gold, which is the only downside. Yeah, because with the tribal stuff, they were, they cost prestige rather than gold, but yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, this is good though. This is good, because that is way more troops. If I could improve some buildings and stuff, keep spending my cash beyond the wall, I think we can get enough troops to give the North a run for its money. Okay lads, we are still in the reign of King Brandon the Big, or should I say Grand Patriarch Brandon the Big, beyond the wall. He is 73 and still fine. He has a lot of health bonuses. He is actually still incredibly good. His son, Prince Bolvar Craster, is also exceptionally good. Strong, intelligent, Herculean. And my grandson, Ragnar, stands to inherit as well. It's really easy to farm these traits when everyone can just marry everyone and I can just basically breed super soldiers. So yeah, that's easy. What should also be easy, or potentially, is the fact that the North is currently tearing itself to pieces. King Henry is not his father, ladies and gentlemen. He is not his father by any stretch of the imagination. Rude, impatient, fickle, lazy. His vassals do not like him. There is currently a war for liberty going on, with the Roswells, the Karstarks, the Neck, a bunch of other people rebelling for that. And the other thing going on is actually the Foresters The Hornwoods, the Flints, the Fishers, and a bunch of other people, all trying to push the claim of, I think, a Karstark? Lord Benford? Yes, they're trying to push the claim of House Karstark. The reason for this, lore-wise, in my head, is the fact that the Starks of Winterfell are actually Faith of the Seven. They have strayed from the true. They have strayed for a long time, actually, because they've been Faith of the Seven for generations now. It actually started with Robb. Ned's kids took the North down a really bad road, lads. Also, one of Ned's kids had their head ripped off, apparently. Benjen was slain in battle. Brandon was obviously executed by the Mad King. The Starks seem to have ruled in relative peace for generations, and then comes along Henley, who just ruins everything. But this is good for me, because having gone feudal and killed my dogs because they're barking like crazy in the background the second I start recording, we have basically got almost 50k troops now. It has taken me until Brandon is like 1 billion years old, but I grabbed stuff like stewardship perks for increased vassal contributions, increase the culture so that I get 10% from that, 15% from them, and then another 10% from them as well. So being Craster man as a culture gets me a lot of stuff. On top of the feudal stuff and everything else, I'm pretty powerful, actually. And the North has never been weaker than it is at this very moment. We have declared the invasion. The Beyond the Wall invasion of the Kingdom of the North. Yeah, I'm gonna raid the hell out of the border territories and then kind of head back afterwards and then resupply so my troops don't lose too much to attrition. Yeah, I don't know what the Starks are doing, but apparently they're not coming out to play. They're just gonna do whatever the hell they want to do. They're just gonna let me take the North, apparently. I have no siege equipment, so I don't fancy marching straight on Winterfell or anything. That seems like a bad idea. For now, we'll just keep taking territory. I guess it kind of makes sense in the set. Like, the Starks are kind of too busy getting their ass beat by the Foresters right now to really care about me, I feel like. So that's their problem. I'm still paranoid the Starks are going to show up. Separating my forces like this has literally never worked for me. Ever. It always has bit me in the ass. Every single time without failure. They send 6,000 up there. They're getting really spread out now. They'll like it. They're still, and they're about to lose to the Foresters, so the Karstarks are going to inherit. And then they'll come fight me. I think. Probably start moving this army back over, because that 6k is way out of whack. Actually, they can go siege lost stuff. I'm really paranoid about the whole splitting up my forces thing. Has literally never worked out for me. I've always regretted it every single time. Education at its end. Ragnar has got skilled tactician, formidable fighter. Actually, that's pretty good. He's a badass. Is the North... No, the North isn't fighting. Oh god, what happened to the king? Oh, he was overthrown. Wait, what? Berican? I thought they were putting somebody else in charge. Oh, he abdicated in favor of his son. Okay. That seems like a brilliant idea. Let's put the 5-year-old child in charge during times of war. Where the hell are the Starks, dude? They're not doing anything. At this rate, I'm just going to win by default. I have won by default. What? I mean, I'm going to try and drag it out. I want to see if their army show up. But, we have technically won. Look, Starks. They're coming, lads. They're doing stuff. They're actually doing things. It's a miracle. That army's going to get over there. Can I... Yeah, if I get these guys to split off, can they do that? Because that 25 men should be more than enough to do that. If I can get these dudes to halt and then go around and cut them off in their reinforcements, that might be the play. Honestly, I would move them to go help, but I think just put everyone in here, beat the hell out of that 9k, and then go over there. Even if that 2k up there get attacked, it's not the end of the world. I'll put my grandson Falls in charge, actually, as well. Because this battle's won. We've beaten the hell out of them. Even if that 9k Stark force decides to go after them, which they're apparently not going to do. Grew up hating you. This is a consequence of a feud between House Umber and Craster. Oh, we have a feud. We have an actual genuine feud with the Umbers. That makes perfect sense, actually. Yep. The king will march up north with 42,000 men. Put my son Ragnar in charge of the defense. Yeah, honestly, Ragnar staying siege. You've almost taken the whole thing. Yeah, I just want you to select the 19,000. There we go. We have already won, but I do want to beat the hell out of the northern forces. Because I can. And we can basically call it victory there, lads. We have taken, like, the whole northern section of the north, and the Starks are bloodied and beaten up. And we have a blood feud with the Umbers, apparently. Agent of the Kingdom of the North sees all titles of Kingdom of the Realm de jure to the title. Yeah, it sees all titles belonging to the target title, and all occupied countries outside it. Oh, I get all occupied countries outside of the title, so if I take the stuff that's in the Umber's lands, then I'll get their stuff. So I should probably go start raiding some of this, to be honest. I'm just thinking the more land we get, the more stuff I can, like, keep, right? I mean, the North is basically screwed. I don't think they can do much against me at this point. Okay, lads. I sent out a bunch of gifts and handed out some territory and stuff. Like, my great-grandson is the new Lord of Last Hearth. And Carhold, at least the High Lordship, has been given to my grandson as well. Given the wall and everything else beyond the wall to a bunch of other relatives, to members of House Craster. I gave the High Lordship of the Mountain Clans to the Littles, so they're very happy. The Foresters control the Wolfswood. Slates still control that. Fishers that. Roswells are... yeah, after bribing people, they're not too pissed at me. I don't know if it'll last. It probably won't. But what I'm trying to do is tutor as many of these people as humanly possible in order to train their kids to be Craster and to be the Cold Gods, basically. Because religious stuff is going to be the main, like, issue that we got, pretty much. We do have a lot of troops. I have very strong forces to focus on. I don't know how much longer, I don't know how much longer Brandon the Big is going to be ruling for, but I do keep getting more gold, more grandeur from people bending the knee. But, yeah, things are pretty chill for now. We'll see how much of a cluster Bolvar's reign is, assuming he doesn't die from illness or something stupid. I can restore the Night's Watch, ironically. We will obviously not do that. I guess the days of raiding have come to an end, lads. We're now civilized folk. I'm basically just going to try to do what I did with Beyond the Wall, which is tutor all of the kids and the heirs to the families, and make them more agreeable. The Starks are independent now from the Umbers, who are the Lost Land. The Umbers, which I have a rivalry with, actually. Ooh, but that does mean we can attack the Umbers now, right? Yeah, that totally means we can attack the Umbers now. I'll do King's Gauls first, because that's there, and then that's that. I can't attack Stark, but I can attack this asshole. Yeah, I'm just going to send troops around to lay siege to this stuff. I have died. The Grand Patriarch, Brandon of Beyond the Walls, given up at the age of 80. Dying of old age, a charming man, became famous for his elaborate feasts. So Bolvar ascends the throne. A petty and spiteful man, his vassals need to tread carefully. Dynasty head changes, Bolvar takes over, I'm changing his freaking armor. He's gonna wear a fancy cloak, because he's now the Lord of Winterfell and everything. There you go, he's gonna wear some fancy armor, because he's Lord of the North now, that's feud, carrying the torch. He's a cur. Yeah, the feud with the Umbers rages on. God damn it. See, now I have to figure out what army the king is leading. That one, over here, apparently. And then I have to remove commander from that, and then I have to go over here, and then I have to apply the commander to this one. It's just so tedious that you have to, like, leave so much stuff like that. With the Umber threat dealt with, well, for now, half dealt with at least, we will host a feast, basically trying to make my vassals not completely despise the living hell out of me, which is apparently easier said than done. We might have a rebellion or two on our hands. It depends how much I can get away with cheesing it because I have so much gold. I have too few spouses as well. That's something I can actually do. Although they might not, because I'm not like married to anybody. I kind of can't marry anyone outside of the Cold Gods religion, annoyingly. That's what, like, yeah, is really kind of the big thing that's an issue. It's the fact that everyone hates the other gods. I wonder why. Because, yeah, I'm slightly worried about these, but if I bribe, I can kind of get away with it. It's just a balancing act. Like, I can do this to convert faith. And basically, I just try to do that for every single one of my vassals' kids. And just hope to hell that they transfer to being properly, like, dudes. Maybe I can bribe this dude a little bit so that he will accept my conversion. There we go. Convert faith. The culture is not so bad right now. The culture is not too much of a problem. But teaching these kids to become proper, like, what we want them to be. So it doesn't really matter who I send it to, but they will, it's guaranteed. If I get them at a young age, when they come of age, they will become Cold God. And if they become Cold God, then they're no longer an issue. So this is what I did Beyond the Wall. I just have to replicate it here. End that swaying with Dustin for now, and then we try to... you can't sway kids, really? God damn it. I guess that sounds really bad out of context. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Yeah, I can't get him to be tutored, yes, just yet, unfortunately. I guess that's fine for now. For some reason, the Magnus controlled the neck, by the way. That's interesting. He's already being tutored. There you go. Magnus' kid's already being tutored. The Foresters are very powerful. I'm going to try swaying this. And I just have... It's a juggling act. I just have to keep juggling and never stop juggling. Once the religion changes, then we have no problems. Then we're golden at that point. I like how the Starks are now just resorted to, like, they have 41 men left. That's it. That's all they get. See, if we wanted to be really easy about this, which would just be like GG over, I could convert to Northman and just change to Old God, but I feel like that's completely out of character for the Crasters. Generations worth of worshipping the others and viewing everybody else as, like, lesser, so I don't think they just suddenly change because it's the convenient thing to do. I mean, it's still a thing. It's definitely still a thing, and they're not thrilled about it. Offensive war, short reign. It's mainly the old god is evil thing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we reform the cold gods into something that isn't quite as hated, but it's still pretty much hated. But, like, I could create a new old god branch. I need 14,000 piety, which is, like, basically impossible. Maybe, like, down the line I can get enough piety on a character to change that, and, like, they convert to a less like, aggressive version of the cold gods. Maybe, like, an old god slash mix, like a hybrid religion between the old gods and the cold gods. The old and cold gods. The old chili gods or something, I don't know. My child died prematurely. It was clearly the Umber's doing. The Umbers sent the gods. The Umbers, the fact that I haven't killed them has angered the gods. I kind of want to, like, raid Stark's land and take his stuff. Like, I could just, like, obviously kill him, but then he'd scatter to the four winds. I want to actually wipe out. Obviously, there is the Cadet branch for the Carstarks, but they're actually landless right now. That's a question. What happened to Ice? Where is Ice? I have no idea. Oh, well, at any rate, we're just juggling, basically. Just juggle, juggle, juggle. Try to keep everyone as happy as we can get them. We can attack the Umbers again, right? I can't attack Stark yet. But there's a new Umber King, so I could literally just go conquer it and take it so that the Umbers don't have any more stuff. Anyone else realize the irony of it being the last lands? He's king of the last lands. They are the lands we will take lastly. And also we can attack Stark again, but rather than do the invasion thing, I'm just going to keep him there and keep raiding him so I can kill as many of them as I can. All of them must die. Yeah, I took him hostage already. Oh, he has ice, actually. How's the factions in my absence? Not too bad. A bit of a pain. Plus the money issues is going to be a thing, because I do hemorrhage cash when I'm like this. Hey, Caster, I gotta get there. Okay. There we go. Now I can end it. That's the Umbers dealt with. Literally, actually. I can now put someone else in charge of that. And probably end the feud with them now, to be honest, since we've removed them entirely from the land. This is the future heir to the thing, right? Yeah. I'm judged harshly by hostility towards Murren the Criminal. Wait, what? Murren the Criminal? His name is Murren the Criminal for some reason? Now decide whether my guest's crime outweighs his affections. You must repent. His close family will convert to your religion. Okay, guys. It's time for another raid on Lonely Hills. I'm basically just bullying the Starks now. I'm slowly making friends with all my vassals, lads. That's my plan. And it's working! Because, yeah, the North loves me. Even despite all the thing, the North actually genuinely loves me now. I forget how broken the befriend thing is from Diplomacy Tree. As long as I have enough time to actually do the befriend thing, then, you know, that's, yeah. I'm basically just going through my vassals and befriending the ones that are... It's basically guaranteed 100% with everyone. If I give you some gold... That's plus 100. See, that's another thing with the diplomacy thing. Now my gifts give, like, 200% extra frickin' thing. It's great. It's actually pretty easy. And to be fair, it's like the me killing, I don't know, it's a bit 50-50 because we are vengeful, so that's why I'm saying that killing the Starks more in character. We are compassionate but also vengeful. And we're zealous. And the Starks follow the faith. So screw the Starks. They have forsaken the true gods. And they must be taught a lesson. So yeah, the North is pretty chill. I am just very, very slowly trying everything in my power to make everyone happy and secure the future of reigns of the kids. So yeah, we'll keep going to parties, keep making everyone happy, keep getting ridiculous amounts of gold, and ultimately skip ahead again till something interesting happens. Even when I'm worshipping the frickin' embodiment of death who wants to wipe out humanity, the game is still too easy. Okay, so having spent like 3,000 prestige, which is fine because I have like billions of prestige. He refused the challenge because he's a coward, and stealing it's a kind of a bit of a much. So I can actually demand ice be given to me, weirdly enough. I literally just straight up bullied the Starks into giving me their sword. Short range duration, domain limit is actually pretty nice. There you go. Ice becomes my family's Valyrian steel sword. And Wrath can become like my heir's sword, I think. I'll give it to Bolvar. Bolvar can have the old family blade. But yeah, we're pretty much just chilling. Making people like me. It's actually pretty freaking easy, and trying to change people's religion to the true gods. And I think we will wrap this up at some stage. I don't intend to conquer all of Westeros or anything stupid. The mod has actually been updated, so I can grab the Tournaments DLC and play a new thing with the Tournaments DLC, which would be pretty cool. So we will wrap this up at some stage fairly soonish. Like I said, world domination is not something that interests me, although, I don't know if I've mentioned. Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned, but stop with the pop-ups, Jesus. Let's just pause the game because of the billion pop-ups that happen. Like, yeah, the Blackfires are actually independent. They've named themselves, they like broken away from the Reach, and they've named themselves Kings of the Crownlands. So that's a thing. They are not vassals of them anymore, but the Blackfires just rule a little. So the Blackfires just rule the Crownlands. The Tullys still rule the Riverlands. The Rock has actually been in charge of a cadet branch of House Lannister for like ages now. The Lannys were in charge at one point. The Stormlands are still the Eastermonts. Dawn is still the Martells. The Vale is still the Vale. And the Iron Isles are Greyjoy at the moment. I think they've swapped hands a few times. Yeah, they have. It was Winch for a bit, and then Weaver, and then back to Greyjoy. And yeah, just continue to use my vast unlimited wealth to bribe everyone and get them to change their religion so that future reigns and generations are secured. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the game has decided to end this series for us because the mod has updated, my stuff is outdated, and none of the saves work anymore. So rather than re-rolling everything and then downloading an old version of the mod to then go sit in the north for hours and edit it down into 5 minutes of me getting nothing done, we're just going to call it here. And we're going to go play with all the new stuff and all the new features, because that sounds interesting. Sitting in the north does not sound interesting. You haven't missed anything. I wasn't, like, everyone loved him. Everyone was converting to the new gods. It was way too easy. The series was basically over. There wasn't going to be any big rebellion or anything. I had everything under control. Everyone loved the king. Everyone would have loved the other kid as well. The Wildlings achieved their ultimate victory. They overthrew the Starks, they took the north, they secured their reign, and they spread the faith of the demon-worshipping undead dudes. So, win-win, really, if you think about it. That is all for now, though. I will see you guys in the whatever the hell we do next. I don't know what it will be, but it'll be something. So, thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's a bit abrupt ending, but hey, let's go play the new stuff, because I want to play the new stuff. It was fun while it lasted. I just wanted to see whether or not we could get House Craster, of all people, to become, like, Kings of the North and control stuff, because it sounds like an incredibly stupid idea, but it was interesting, so yeah. That is all for now, without further rambling. Remember to like, subscribe, do all that usual stuff that YouTubers tell you to do, as if you're incapable of finding buttons. Thank you for watching. Sol out.
This war is far from over.